Moto Guzzi is back. 2026 Moto Guzzi V9 Bobber is unreal, most insane. What if I told you the coolest new bobber of 2026 doesn't come from Harley-Davidson, Indian, or Triumph? What if the motorcycle stealing attention from the entire cruiser world is actually an Italian machine with a sideways V-twin engine, a shaft drive, and a personality so wild that riders are calling it the European outlaw bobber? The 2026 Moto Guzzi V9 Bobber looks like it rolled straight out of a custom garage, but hidden beneath that dark, muscular styling is a motorcycle that delivers something most modern cruisers have lost: raw character. The moment you hit the starter, the entire bike rocks sideways with that signature Moto Guzzi torque reaction, instantly reminding you that this is not another cookie-cutter cruiser. And here's the crazy part. It costs thousands less than many American competitors, while offering premium engineering, unique heritage, and a riding experience that feels completely different from anything else on the road. At the heart of the 2026 V9 Bobber is Moto Guzzi's legendary 853cc transverse V-twin, and this engine is the reason enthusiasts can't stop talking about the bike. Unlike traditional V-twins that hide between the frame rails, the cylinders stick proudly out into the wind, giving the Bobber an unmistakable silhouette. The engine produces around 65 horsepower and a healthy wave of torque that arrives low in the rev range, making every launch feel effortless. But numbers don't tell the whole story. Twist the throttle and the bike surges forward with a deep, mechanical pulse that feels alive beneath you. The exhaust note is rich and unmistakably Italian, while the shaft drive delivers smooth, maintenance-free power to the rear wheel. In a world obsessed with horsepower wars, the V9 Bobber proves that character can be far more addictive than raw speed. One look at the 2026 Moto Guzzi V9 Bobber, and you instantly understand why custom builders are obsessed with it. Everything about this motorcycle screams attitude. The blacked-out engine, chopped fenders, fat front tire, low-slung stance, and minimalist bodywork create a silhouette that looks ready for a midnight ride through the city. Moto Guzzi has refined the details for 2026 with new paint schemes, darker finishes, and subtle premium touches that make the bike appear far more expensive than it actually is. The wide handlebars and floating-style seat add to the stripped-down custom look, while the compact fuel tank keeps the proportions tight and muscular. Park this bike next to a row of mainstream cruisers and it immediately stands out. It doesn't try to imitate American bobbers. It creates its own distinctly Italian interpretation of the genre, and that uniqueness is exactly what makes people stop and stare. Here's where the V9 Bobber becomes truly special. The moment you start riding, you realize this motorcycle behaves unlike any other cruiser in its class. The sideways-mounted engine creates a subtle torque effect that gives the bike a unique mechanical feel every time you blip the throttle. The chassis is surprisingly agile, and the relatively light weight makes it easy to flick through city traffic or carve through winding back roads. Unlike many heavy cruisers that feel reluctant to change direction, the V9 Bobber feels playful and responsive. The wide bars provide excellent leverage, while the low center of gravity inspires confidence even for less experienced riders. This is the kind of motorcycle that makes ordinary errands feel entertaining. Every roundabout, every stoplight, and every short ride becomes an excuse to enjoy the engine's character and the bike's effortless handling. Most bobbers sacrifice comfort in the name of style, but Moto Guzzi took a smarter approach with the 2026 V9 Bobber. The seat is low enough to make almost any rider feel confident, yet it offers far more support than the thin pads found on many custom-inspired motorcycles. The riding position is relaxed and natural, with your feet slightly forward and your arms comfortably stretched to the bars. The suspension has also been tuned to absorb rough pavement better than previous generations, making the bike surprisingly capable on less than perfect roads. Even highway cruising feels more comfortable than expected, thanks to the engine's smooth power delivery and the absence of chain vibration. Riders who test the V9 Bobber are often shocked by how easy it is to spend hours in the saddle. It looks like a hardcore custom, but it rides like a motorcycle designed by people who actually enjoy long days on the road. Don't let the classic styling fool you. The 2026 V9 Bobber is packed with modern technology. Moto Guzzi has integrated traction control, selectable riding modes, ABS, and a full digital instrument display without ruining the bike's vintage aesthetic. The electronics work quietly in the background, adding safety and convenience while preserving the raw riding experience that makes the Bobber so appealing. LED lighting improves visibility and gives the bike a sharper, more contemporary look, while the updated display provides all the information you need without overwhelming you with unnecessary menus. This balance between old-school character and modern functionality is one of the V9's greatest strengths. You get the emotional experience of a classic motorcycle with the reliability and safety features expected from a modern machine. It's the best of both worlds, and that combination is becoming increasingly rare in today's motorcycle market. This is the part that might make some cruiser fans uncomfortable. More and more riders are cross-shopping the V9 Bobber against bikes like the Harley-Davidson Nightster and the Triumph Bonneville Bobber, and many are choosing the Moto Guzzi. Why? Because it offers something those bikes can't: genuine exclusivity. You'll see plenty of Harleys and Triumphs at every motorcycle meet, but a V9 Bobber instantly becomes a conversation starter. Riders are drawn to its Italian heritage, its unique engine layout, and the fact that it feels handcrafted rather than mass-produced. It's a motorcycle for people who want to stand out without trying too hard. The V9 Bobber doesn't need loud graphics or oversized engines to make an impression. Its individuality is built into its DNA, and that authenticity is exactly why experienced riders are giving it a serious look. Now comes the twist that makes the 2026 Moto Guzzi V9 Bobber even more tempting. Despite its premium European engineering, shaft drive, advanced electronics, and distinctive styling, it remains surprisingly affordable. In many markets, it undercuts similarly equipped American and British competitors by several $1,000s. That means you're getting a unique Italian cruiser with lower maintenance costs, thanks to the shaft drive, and a level of exclusivity that money usually can't buy. When you compare the total ownership experience, the V9 Bobber starts looking like one of the smartest purchases in the entire middleweight cruiser segment. It's not just a bike that turns heads, it's a bike that makes financial sense. And in a world where motorcycle prices keep climbing higher every year, that value proposition is becoming impossible to ignore. The truth is, the V9 Bobber isn't a motorcycle you buy with a spreadsheet. You buy it because it makes you feel something. Every time you walk into the garage, the low, blacked-out silhouette pulls you in. Every time you start the engine, that sideways shake makes you smile. Every time you ride through town, people ask what it is because they've never seen anything quite like it. That emotional connection is what separates memorable motorcycles from forgettable ones. The V9 Bobber has flaws, just like any machine, but its personality is so strong that most owners don't care. It feels honest, mechanical, and full of soul in a way that many modern motorcycles simply don't. And once you experience that character, it becomes very difficult to go back to something that feels generic. So is the 2026 Moto Guzzi V9 Bobber the most underrated cruiser of the year? After looking at the unique transverse V-twin engine, the aggressive Italian styling, the surprisingly comfortable ergonomics, the hidden modern technology, and the unbeatable value, it's hard to argue against it. This motorcycle offers a riding experience that feels fresh in a segment where many bikes are starting to feel predictable. It's not the fastest cruiser, and it's not the most powerful, but it might be the one with the most personality. And honestly, that's what many riders are searching for in 2026. But now I want to hear from you. Would you choose the Moto Guzzi V9 Bobber over a Harley-Davidson Nightster, a Triumph Bonneville Bobber, or an Indian Scout? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more 2026 motorcycle reviews and comparisons.